We're going to arrest them. We're going to take them off the streets. We're going to keep our promise. TDA has been verified as terrorist organizations. Them and MS-13. They're designated terrorist organizations. Those two flights carry terrorists out of this country. We're not going to apologize for it. We think we did the right thing. We followed the Aliens Enemies Act. The president simply invoked the authorities he has in a statute of federal law, and that's what we did. This administration is following the law.
Border Czar Tom Holman doubling down as deportation flights to Venezuela resume after a weeks-long standoff. Let's bring in former acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf. Chad, great to have you on the show. As always, as we said, the deportation flights to Venezuela back on after a standoff between the U.S. and Venezuelan governments. It appears, even with all this court action, that Tom Holman is still on path here.
Well, that's exactly right. Look, he's going into places like Boston. He's gone into places like Chicago. These are blue areas. These are sanctuary jurisdictions, and he's going to continue, along with the rest of the Trump team, going to continue to protect those communities and remove dangerous and national security and public safety threats from those communities. And he's not shy about that. He's not asking for permission. He is wanting their help. But if he doesn't get them, he's made it very clear that he's going to go in there and do his job.
I find it kind of fascinating. You get states like this in California and Colorado and Massachusetts where they are fighting ICE at every turn. And then you have places like in Florida, because our correspondent Dana Marie McNichol rode along with some Florida cops who are training to actually help with immigration enforcement. Here's a little bit of that. Watch.
The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office patrols a busy stretch of Highway 95 just south of Jacksonville. This started as a routine traffic stop for speeding, but officers found at least 2 passengers with removal orders for deportation.
You got to love that Governor DeSantis is saying not only are we going to cooperate with ICE, Chad, but we are going to help them arrest people.
Well, that's exactly right. This is what a partnership looks like. This is the 287G program that ICE runs with local law enforcement all over the country, state of Florida, state of Texas, as well as others. And again, it's a force multiplier because it allows local law enforcement, when they come across an illegal alien, to make sure that they hold them and they detain them so that ICE can come in and pick them up and eventually deport them to their home country. So this is how cooperation should work, and it certainly works in a handful of states, but in a handful of states, it doesn't work. And those are the states that, unfortunately, we see a lot of tragedy from.
Meantime, you have the Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey saying that she doesn't know why Tom Holman is so fixated on her state. She went on to say the following here: I don't know what the fixation is, to be quite honest. We're a very safe state. We're not a sanctuary state. Local, state, and federal law enforcement continue to work with and partner with one another. But you have people like the mayor of Boston that are no help at all. And I want to roll this while you're giving this answer. We have some of the people, some of them arrested in Boston, and the list goes on and on, but we have a few of their mugshots. And we're talking about people who are trafficking fentanyl, who are raping children. These are the people that they are talking about here, Chad. And Boston really wants no part of it. It's just making their people more unsafe. Your final thoughts?
Well, I think that's right. Look, the governor of Massachusetts is playing semantics here. They may not have policies in place that, quote, makes them a sanctuary city, but their actions, and certainly the actions of Boston, that are allowing these individuals that are arrested, but allows them back into the community to reoffend. That is the textbook's definition of a sanctuary jurisdiction, where they don't allow ICE to come in and to remove those individuals. So I think, look, the people of Massachusetts need to make a decision.